I think this sort of genius of the F.A.R.M program is that Mr. Bell has figured out how to do this for fathers.
Yes.
Right? What speaks to them, how to help them. And this way in that he uses is just very, very powerful.
I know. What does that feel like for you when you to see these changes almost immediately in these men?
For me, I envision it in the first place because of the ability to assess a situation with an individual. When they begin to tell me something about themselves, even the basic information, where were you born, who raised you, who was the disciplinarian in your home, how did you feel about that, how did you respond to it, have you ever had a legal history, substance abuse history. So those kinds of assessment skills will allow you to start seeing a picture of what they could be before they even see it. And so when you start to get to the part about what are your goals, what would you like to do, and you see the pieces that are missing, I don't have a job, there's a warrant out for my arrest, I owe child support, I'm in arrearages, then you start to pull those pieces together to identify what it is they need.
There's a policy level here too as well, right? These legal issues.
Yes.
We have laws in the state of Michigan that unintentionally keep fathers away from their children. And so in addition to the individual work, we need policy level work that changes some of these laws so that guys who want to be involved with their children have a chance to do that and don't get buried in court costs and legal fees to the point that nobody could recover.
Right.
It is the blockages and the barriers that have come out of the legal system, and I don't think the legal system, as Carolyn just said, literally went at the idea of this is what we will do to them. They were looking to, and I think for lack of a better word, to get fathers to come forward so they could figure out what to do. It just backfired.
Just because it can be so overwhelming to go through the things that they go through. I can't imagine myself going through those things and then having support, like the support we provide. It's really amazing to see it happening in front of me.
It's love there, it's genuine, and it's spiritual at all in the same focus of it.
We have systems of support in place for mothers. We really don't for fathers. And I think there is a social narrative that these guys don't care about their kids. They very much do. But there are policies and problems that are in their way, barriers that we societally have put in their way that keep them from their children. I think when you talk about mothers and fathers, people assume that mothers have the most influence on their children. And maybe especially on their very young children. This is not true. Fathers have a huge influence on their children. We know this from the empirical research, right? A huge influence and a very different influence than mothers have. And I think we need to switch that narrative. Programs like this help us to see that can be switched.
That it can happen.
That it can happen for these men. That's right.
I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna do one takeaway and then we're gonna wrap this up, ladies. Ready?
There's always hope, there's always progress, there's always a chance to improve. There's resources out there that can make a world of difference.
Giving up is not an option, that there is hope, and where there's hope there's a dream, and where there's dream there's a future.
Men and women should come together regardless of whether they're parents, grandparents,